Joe Maldonado is here. Joe, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm wonderful.
So good to see Joe again.
Nice seeing you guys. You're still here. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to take over the world soon, actually.
I know.
You're so unique. I absolutely love seeing you. What a great smile. You have a great aura and vibe about you.
You got the right language.
I do have the right language.
Right. Aura vibe. You there?
Now, it says here that you're opening up Into Land, formerly Persimmon Hollow. We were just having a little conversation about what it used to be called. The Griffins Claw School of Practical Magic.
Correct.
Now, tell me about that and what that entails.
Well,
What are we going to learn?
but we only have what? You giving me 5 minutes?
Oh, no, go. You're good.
Oh, I'm all right. Okay. Well, Griffin's Claw actually was developed a few years ago. The three of us, two friends of mine and I, met together regularly, and we were Harry Potter fans.
I knew it.
We were.
You're Dumbledore.
Yeah. You know that.
Yeah,
You
you're.
should see my robe. It is so Dumbledore.
Do you go to work in the robe?
I do.
Oh my God, this is.
You should come to the White Witch Tea Party. Oh my God, I am.
I love tea parties. I would love.
And I love white witches.
There you go.
Well, you're mean to me.
I know. You're kind of
maybe
brown.
you're not white. You know, I don't know. You are. You're totally white.
You're a crew, but it doesn't roll off the tongue.
There's Jim.
There you go. There you go. So it started out with the three of us just being really and fascinated with how many similarities there were in all these movies to what we all were doing. You know, we were all doing very odd things that were like extrasensory, intuitive. You know, we all experienced stuff like that. And then all of a sudden we said, oh my goodness, transfiguration. It's like shape-shifting. Oh my goodness, that's like moving the wand. That's like energy work. Oh my goodness, we could do this. We could, talking pictures, that's psychometry. You know, that's like holding an object and having it tell you information about it. So we planned a course years ago, and then stuff happened. Life got in the way. It got put on hold. They got moved out of town. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I'm teaching at Rollins, and I'm thinking, this doesn't feel right. I'm supposed to focus on the school.
What are you teaching at Rollins? Do you mind me asking?
I was teaching body language and animal communication, and how the two of them work together. And one course was for intuition building. So it was in a lifelong learning center.
God,
so.
the idea of building intuition, we've always been told that intuition is just one of those things you're born with.
You are. And that is the premise of Griffin's Claw, that so many people have these extrasensory gifts. You know, they could do stuff. I mean, do you ever think of somebody and then 2 minutes later they call you on the phone?
Here's the thing. I don't want to get into this because I want to say it happens to me so often that it's creepy.
You should be in the school.
It's creepy how often I think something and then not even an hour, a day, whatever. You got to remember, it's like out of the box stuff. And then you're like, wow, that just came true. Like that happened. And I don't know if it's like that deja vu thing where you think you've thought it in advance and you talk yourself into it to get away from the weirdness of the whole thing.
It is weird. And there's a certain audience for weird, but my whole basis of that is that it's energetically connected. It's not different than, cell phone towers connecting to your phone. It's on the energetic level that they connect. It's the remote on your TV. So there are all these other different frequencies, which is like I just met with one of my students this morning. It's being on her level, and all of a sudden I'm saying what she's thinking and looking at the menu in front of her. She's like, oh my God, I just looked at that. I went, So it's like, we're in tune with each other's frequency.
And then she says, get out of my head.
Right.
Well, they did. A lot of people tell me they don't want to talk to me because they're like, you're in my head, aren't you? And I'm like,
I want you there.
That's fascinating.
I want to Rain Man take you to a casino. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit on the other side.
All right, I didn't know that's bad stuff. Sorry.
That's blood magic.
Yeah. So when you say a school of practical magic, practical magic, I know you have classes broken down here. Now, just give me an example. When I read this class, tell me exactly what I'm going in there to learn. And do I have to pre-qualify? Do you have to screen me as someone who may or may not have some of this extra sensory stuff?
A sorting hat, if you will.
That's me.
You're the sorting hat.
So you have creating a protection sigil for your home, and then on that same day, you're teaching psychometry, the gift of reading objects.
Right. Well, I'm not teaching the sigil class. That is another colleague is flying in from Georgia, and she's teaching that. Do you know what a sigil is?
I do not.
Candles.
Back in the day, it was a chick with a lot of personalities?
Yeah, that would be a Smith. No, that's a different name.
No, a sigil.
All right. No, a sigil is a symbol that has energetic input into it and has a purpose. So,
So
2 years ago, last year, hurricane time.
Okay.
So I have a protection sigil that she taught me how to make. And she's like, this is what you do. This is what you say. And it took me like 24 hours to make it. And the candle's got to burn. And I'm like, I've never done this. But I did this. So ironically, the hurricane comes. It blows. We have trees all around our house. It blows all the trees away from the house. Totally away from the house. I'm like, how can 10 trees fall away from the house, but they're 15 feet away from us,
Right.
And things like that just happen. So that's a protective sigil. I had that on the front door.
And a sigil could be anything it could be anything. You could take a bunch of vines and twist it into a circle. As long as the right process is being done while that's happening, that's the sigil.
Exactly.
Very nice. And then reading objects. So any object can have a vibration and give information?
Yes, they all have energy. So like in the Harry Potter movies, you see talking pictures, the portraits and everything. So I just finished a course in psychometry with actually a psychic detective. So we've spent months, doing this kind of stuff, and we're given 3 rocks, for example, crime scene rocks. Amazes me that I could pick up a rock and I can get the entire crime scene.
Wow. I've smoked a crime scene rock.
Wow.
Sorry.
I
My
could
bad.
see
Speaking of that,
anything.
I was going to ask.
I don't know you that well, so I don't know. Was that a joke?
Yeah, it's a small joke.
Definitely get you high.
It was
very small joke.
It was a stab.
Yeah.
Yes, stab. Question for Joe Montanado.
No, Ross has the question.
I want to compliment. It's not even a question. It's a compliment. I want to compliment on your hair. Your hair is like so spot on for what you are pursuing right now.
It is ballin'.
It is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Who am I in the movie?
Cruella DeVille.
It's Cruella DeVille. Or maybe like one of those black and white cookies.
Or could it be a Malfoy?
Oh my God, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can call her a dog killer.
Yeah, no, see, that's not what. That's the opposite.
Yeah, that's funny. Somebody else said Cruella DeVille. I'm like, no, I'm not doing Disney.
No, right?
Let's go to Universal for a little bit.
So what led to this? Do you have investors? I mean, tell me a little bit more about this school. How long has this been kind of in the planning?
In the planning, about 3 years.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
So it's been in the planning. Unfortunately, I don't know if you recall or know, but I had 3 strokes in 2016.
I did not know that.
So that put me aside so I could kind of heal and get better and stronger.
So you're telling me you couldn't come back from the 3 strokes and make this happen?
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah, right.
I guess I did. Yeah.
She's thinking that sounded incentive.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Very intense. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. You made it through, though. I mean, honestly, and then still had the wherewithal to kind of continue through with your dream.
Right. And, and you take things like, I don't know, also if you know that I do chalk drawings. Like
I do know that.
I do them on walls and stuff like that, and they just magic. That just started happening after I had the strokes. Like all of a sudden, it's like I look at something and my right hand is crazy, and then I have a whole wall of chalk drawings. So we are all gifted with gifts. We all have different things. Somebody could be a dreamer. Somebody could be an energy pusher. We do this exercise. We take a penny, we put it up on the wall, and it stays there. And people go, oh, did you glue it on? Oh, is that tape? No, that's our energy. So it's just these exercises we do to practice so that we can kind of control what we're doing.
Who is your student? I would think that a school like this would be welcome to people who feel that they can't understand the fact that they can guess 10 songs in a row on the air,
right.
or they can guess a card that's going to pass them, or guess or they can foresee things. I'm assuming that it must be difficult for people that have that sensory to find somewhere that they can call a home, and this must be pretty well received. Now, what does your average student look like? What's the makeup of the student body?
Well, we have 2 groups, actually. One is the League of the Extraordinarily Gifted, which has been around for over a year and a half now. These are all people that have these abilities, powers, skills, whatever you want to call them.
X-Men.
Yeah, or women, or
X-people.
both.
X-people.
Man, what a sexist.
And
Marvel.
Ross.
That's on Marvel. That's on Marvel.
Marvelous. There you go. And we've been around for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and we do things like people that are sick in hospitals, people that are missing, that kind of work. It's a little bit more intense, and it does nothing to do with the school. So that's accomplished. We've been doing it. So now it's time to open it up to everybody to say, you're just thinking you got dreams and then they come true the next day or the next week. Let's help you enhance that. Let's make it better so that it can become practical for you to use, your skills or your magic that you have. So,
Joe Maldonado is on the in studio with us right now. She's opening up the Griffins Claw School of Practical Magic out in DeLand. You can, of course, we'll give you some information of how you can contact it a little bit later. Do you find it maybe we're in a relatively progressive part of humanity, I think, right now. Was everybody agree that society in America is pretty damn progressive?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Pretty forward. I mean, we've gotten past a lot of hurdles in our just how we kind of condemn people socially.
Yeah,
we've kind of moved past that. Do you find that that's also the fact with people who kind of find themselves in tune with this different kind of world? Do you think that they're being a little bit more accepted now, and people don't get made fun of anymore?
Yeah, and it's really hard. I was talking to somebody this morning, and we were saying that years ago it would have been very difficult to come out of our closet. We have a different closet.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like, look, if I can teach animal communication at Rollins, then it says something about our society accepting this. And, the shows, the movies that are on now, everybody is pointing to that. So perhaps we will be more generous and catch up to the folks over at the UK, because they've been progressive like this for a long time.
How do you get past the ghost chaser thing? Because I'm sure you get a lot of that as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people think, and people think you're, trying to take advantage of people. How do you get past that? Is it just a genuine? You really only get people to come up to the school who really feel that they can be helped by it?
Well, a lot of people have that ability. I see dead people. It's not a big deal to me. Other people see them, and it's not a big deal. So.
Stop. When's the last time you saw a dead person? Are you? Come on, you're checking your watch.
11:45 this morning.
You saw
Where?
You saw an apparition at 11:45 this morning.
Well, I don't. I guess you could call it an apparition.
It's energy.
It is energy.
It's energy.
To me, what happens is I talk to somebody like I was this morning, and all of a sudden she mentions that she had a friend that passed. And her friend that passed, all of a sudden, that is a portal that opens up energetically. So whatever information she wants, I can translate. But that's not what I do, and I don't want to freak people out.
No,
this is like wacko weirdo. It's
no,
not.
I understand that. But I mean, because I genuinely believe that something is happening. The perception of people who can't believe that are only stifled by the fact that they don't have that level of perception. Sure. And I just find it interesting that's got to be terrifying after a while, though. I mean, I guess maybe you get used to it after a while when you walk around and you just see something. Is there an actual form to it? I mean, do you see it like a form, or is it just a voice, maybe? Or
well, the difference between intuition and imagination. Intuition, you see blurry things that happen, for a split second. Imagination, you can embellish on it. Oh yeah, she's wearing a cowboy hat,
right.
has braids and all that.
Hell
kind
of a dancer.
Stuff. So right, exactly, and you're a good tipper, so it works out really, really good.
Way to pick it up, Joe. Way to pick it up.
Joe Maldonado is here with us. She has the Griffins Claw School of Practical Magic up in DeLand. If you want to check out more about it, you can email her, headmaster@animalreader.com, or you can just go to Facebook, Griffins Claw, that's GRYPHONS, School of Practical Magic, or you can call 386-279-0257. Again, that's 386-279-0257. You're always one of the most interesting people who comes in the studio.
We'll make sausages next time.
You know what I love about it? I love the fact that you're unabashed. You're not ashamed of this thing that you call whatever it is. I mean, and I like the fact that you just treat it like an everyday thing. And I think that kind of takes away a little of the
mystique.
Yeah, I think it makes it more easy for people to actually just listen to your story rather than automatically dismiss you.
Right.
I think that's kind of cool.
That's good.
I hope the school does well, man.
Thank you.
Will you promise to come back in and visit again and tell us how things are going?
Absolutely. Talk about other things. Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe. I really do appreciate it. Again, Joe Maldonado. It's Griffins Claw School of Practical Magic. You can find it on Facebook. Go give her just check her out, see what's up.
And you're much better than any Malfoy could ever be.
Oh, better than Narcissa.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, who else is old in that movie other than Professor McGonagall?
Not even.
Not even.
Everybody else on the show has offended her today. Fritz, you want to take a shot?
Well, no, I don't need that negative energy coming back.
No, he talked about the Tea Party.
Yeah,
he's
fine.
Good. Right. Totally good.
Joe, thanks again. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you
Thanks
soon.
for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.